Hey, it's Ben Wise with ZOAR Fitness, and today I want to talk about the overhead squat, specifically the setup for the overhead squat. So I think most people, if they're coming out of a rack, it's pretty simple. Like you're gonna either do like a push press, a push jerk, or a split jerk, walk it back in, and then do your overhead squat. But for most workout scenarios, the bar is coming from the ground. So I think some of these people traditionally think of, and they are go-tos for a good reason. Like you can power snatch into your first rep, right? Or if you're trying to save time, you just squat snatch the first rep. So obviously with the squat snatch, you save a little bit of time. However, if you're not super consistent with your squat snatch, that means that you could miss the first rep and then that might be costing you time. So I think those are the ones that people think of a lot. Or if it's a max and if it's like most competition settings, coming from the ground, our option is then to clean and jerk it, put it on the back rack, and then go overhead. However, those aren't our only options. We have two other viable options that I think can be really useful depending on the workout scenario. The first one is if we clean and jerk and then go directly into an overhead squat without ever going to the back rack. So this is if it's a relatively light weight, but we want our hands to be fairly narrow because of our wrist position and shoulder position, and that's what fits our mobility. So I'm going to start in slightly wider than my clean grip normally would be. So I'm pretty wide here. I'm going to clean, jerk, and then go straight into rep one, like that. Anytime I can have a more vertical stacked wrist, it's gonna be a pretty relaxed position for my wrist, which is great. You just have to have more shoulder mobility to do that. Okay, so those are the ones I think people traditionally think of and that they go to. And again, they work, there's nothing wrong with them, but I think we have some good other options that we can start to incorporate for a lot of our more advanced athletes. So the first one is we're gonna clean and jerk and go straight into the overhead squat. So for this one, we're gonna take more of a hybrid clean and snatch grip. So it's a wider than grip, like a jerk grip, but it's certainly not a snatch grip either. So maybe something like this. I'm gonna clean, jerk, or push press, and then go straight into rep one. So here, the wrist is stacked a lot more. It's not way out here at this harsh angle. So the wrist can tend to relax a little bit more. However, that just means that we need more shoulder mobility as we're doing this variation. The other one, which might be a little bit quicker, but also potentially more risky, depending on the workout setting, would be to, again, either squat clean or potentially power clean that first bit, and then squat jerk into the rep one. So that's going to be a quicker variation, again with that pretty narrow grip. And then the very last one we could do is a clean grip snatch. So you're going to start in that narrow grip, and you're just going to do a snatch, and you're going to end up in that narrow grip. So there are some options for some more advanced athletes, especially if it's a moderate or a little bit lighter weight, depending on where you want your grip for the actual overhead squat. So good luck. Let me know if you got any questions.